Hello guys. Spotify's not starting, so I'm still trying to figure out that issue. And OBS decided to disconnect my microphone for no goddamn reason. Duly noted. I need at least 20 minutes to figure out mechanical issues, because every fucking time, everything wants to be stupid. But I don't know why. It just keeps doing that, and the closed captions aren't working. Or at least they don't look like it. Again. Why? Why is this not working? Fuck it. Okay. No captions today. That's fine. Just gonna have to live with it. But your closed captions aren't fucking working, you fucking pricks. Arg blarg 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 blarg. Okay, message up there for Sarah in case she shows up. She is my one deaf listener as it is right now. If you can't tell, we're working on the creature from the Black Lagoon today. Yippee! Alright. We will figure out the music thing before we try to move forward, but it finally fucking loaded. Fucking took long enough. Quite literally anything that wants to go wrong, apparently today is the day, so, let's just fucking pick a song and go. There we go. Whew. Alright, things are kind of working. I've only got until about 12:30 today before I have to move along to an ENT appointment. Still trying to figure out all of my allergy shit. We're close though. Today I go to see what my actual allergies are, and then, let's see what the treatment is. Most likely I'm gonna end up taking the, allergy shots, which is actually just trying to get your body to hold up a tolerance against them. So essentially like slight poisoning yourself until you're immune to the poison, or closer to immune to a poison. So that's a fucking thing. I'll be happy for it either way, because my allergies have been going absolutely fucking apeshit this past week. I'm not entirely sure why. Just kinda are. I also have only been taking one of my allergy pills instead of two. Because I figure, you know what, if I'm trying to gain a tolerance, I should probably stop taking so many allergy meds. At the same time, fuck my job. I'm allergic to the fucking building, and so is everybody else. And no shit, everybody's starting to have respiratory issues, and it's like, good. You know, if only I could fucking prove it and get someone to come in there and look at it. Anyway, if ever there was a paladin of OSHA, I'm probably it. Because I'm fucking weird like that. Truth be told, I would highly enjoy wrecking all of their shit. Alright, so here's the creature. I got something on his hand. What the hell is that? Flick. We had a flick on his hand. I don't know what it was. Anyway, let's make sure I'm in a comfy position because I did not get to move my camera. This will work, but I'm going to move you a slight bit to the right. Hold, please, the camera's going to get wonky. I need all of my brushes. Come here, brushes. Hello, brushes. Yeah, normally I just flay them around my desk at this point. Usually I'd keep them in the cup unless I actually use them, but there's some that's just like, I know I'm going to use you. Get on the desk. No particular reason there. Just ADHD brain going, this seems good. Chuck all things in one area. Because I have problems. I'm gonna keep my extras right there where they're easy to get to. And then past that, gonna scoot you just slightly this way. And then thankfully the height level still seems good. If I get nice and close, he's going to get over here. Alright, that's fine. Just remember not to do the whole tight up thing, which I don't know how I'm gonna pull those eyes off. You can barely see them there. They are little itty bitty dots in there, but his eyes aren't really that different a color. Might have to go just straight yellow for his eyes to make sure you guys can see it, but bottom picture's the better one for actual, hey, this is what he's supposed to look like in color. I'll tell you how hard it was to find that. Thankfully not too hard. Colorized versions of these guys are coming out left and right, and people have been kind of obsessed with it for a bit. And then color debates. Tons of fun too. Anyway. Lots of green today. Lots and lots and lots of green today. So let's go ahead and knock this sucker up, because honestly, that right there is all I need to see, because it shows me what this is, and we can move it down to see how far that goes, which you can see it on the character himself. It goes all the way down to the crotch. And thankfully they sculpted all of that, so I can do that pretty easy. Only big deal is it doesn't start up the top of the chest. But this color is almost everywhere on this guy. Look at this shit. So you've got this pale color here in the middle of his carapace? Or are those scales? You know, I'm not actually sure. Anyway, so we know we're definitely gonna need a brown red, giving that color there. You've got the murky ass green, right, for the shade colors. And then this light tan brown. Kind of. It's almost a skin color, but not quite. And that goes all the way through the arms. It does its thing down the legs. And then we've got this here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, since they did that on every single one of the carapace, we're going to go ahead and that's going to be a bitch on the arms. Some of the sculpting isn't as defined, which is actually a problem I ran into with Mrs. Frankenstein too. And then these spines, we'll have to actually do the spine texture ourselves, because they did the little fins on there, but ain't no texture on it. It's flat. I almost thought they weren't supposed to be there at first, and I was like, wait, yes they are. They just look like shit. Sorry. Past that, we will need a more deep red for in between the fingers, like we see here on the toes. And then we'll use just the straight tan, whatever color we pick, which I'll probably use bone then, since it's having it as the nails and claws. Okay, yeah, I see the fins on his face. Those might be a bit of a bitch too. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the mid-tone of all of this, and then I'm just gonna slap some ink and wash on there to get the shade colors, since this is all pretty much the same. You've got the wet blending from the green into the tan and the red brown, which actually the red brown I could probably glaze over. That'd probably be for the best, except for here on the scales. We're gonna have to do that as a wet blend, majorly because there's no way that that's gonna stick. I could glaze it, but it'd probably take at least 3 rounds. Actually, yeah, that might be for the best to go ahead and glaze all of... Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and glaze all of the red browns. There's some areas where I might need to actually make the color not as a glaze and more thick so that I can just slap it over top. But for the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and wet blend most of this guy, and that's gonna be the majority of my paint job. Yep. On everything. God damn, this is gonna take a minute. Alright, well, thankfully he is tiny boy, but we cannot use big brushes today. If I use a big brush, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna lose all of that shit. Essentially the wet blend will be too thick, and you won't be able to actually make the difference between the details. But I'm pretty sure I have a slightly beat up brush. Let me fix this guy real quick. He beat too shit. I have used him a lot, but that is okay. I will be right back. I gotta run over to my bathroom. I actually have the stuff for hair clipping, but I only do it on myself. Bird. Give me them kittens. Give me them kittens. The two cats just stared at me. I think they were playing. Yeah, they were playing. Look at that kitty face. Hey, Bart. What, Bart? Come here, you. Yep, give me that loving. Give me that kitty loving. Ooh, the kitty loving. Oh, yes, it did. It's just so. Alright. Fucking focus time. Sorry, I get distracted by my cats very easy. I'm fairly certain I got this to where I can actually work with it. This brush is one of my more beat up ones. But I was right. I have that one. I have two of it. Thanks to that. We'll go ahead and use that. I've got the number 1 as a backup. I have a couple of 10-3. So there's those. I think this is a number 20. Alright, not quite what I'm looking for. Just looking through my shit real quick. Because, quite frankly, once I start the wet blend, it's gonna be just a run through it, like what you guys saw with the tree people. Because I do tree people a lot on stream, as it turns out. I really have. I didn't realize how much, but I did. Anyway, as for color. This is gonna be a 3-up because you have that murky green into a brighter green and then into the bone color. So we're gonna use straight bone. Where's me bone? Yeah, we're gonna use skeleton bone. Put that in the right place, Molly. OCD kicking in. We're gonna use the wyvern venom. because that's pretty close. I think I might add a little bit of the angel green in there to see if it gets me a little bit deeper of a shade. I might test patch to see how those two will do going straight into each other. Worst case, if I need another one, what I'm gonna use is either Poisonous Cloud is gonna be really fucking bright. I'm not sure about that. Or Snake Scales. Snake Scales seems to be the better choice there. We're gonna put them both aside just in case. You gonna get cuddly? Aw, she ain't hurt. She gonna stay with me while I stream. Alright. Oh shit. I might have to buy more of this one soon. I am lower on this than I thought I did. Alright. So we got a bit of angel green. Throw that into a venom worm. We may or may not need a little bit more brown just to get the rest of that really dark shade. I also might decide to cheat and just wait that off, because if I'm going to do a shade color on this, it is going to be brown. If I use any of the Nuln oil for the shade color, I'll probably offset that with the sepia tone ink, just because those two together will make a really great shade color for this character. And it'll be a very, it'll bring the rest of the paint job together. And we're gonna have to make sure that that's not too thick of a mix, because otherwise it will just kill the rest of the paint job. You won't be able to see it. And that'll just ruin everything I did. Alright, we're gonna use the better condition brush for the green, because that's going to be a little bit more of a controlled area that we need it on, versus the tan color. I'm just slapping that on the edge of his scales, so we should be okay. Yep. I like when I can nail that color on the first try. Reds and greens, dude. I got those pretty much down. Skin tones are the harder one to match for me. They're a bit more finicky though. And honestly, I haven't found like the best mix for doing skin tones, because I will start with some of the skin tones and the army painter stuff, but it's not, it doesn't always work. And if you start with the wrong one, you get a completely different color, and you just gotta adjust until you finally get it to the right spot, or start over again. It's a pain in the ass. Nope. So I was just thinking, do I want to put a little bit of red brown into the bone color? No, I don't, because I'm just going to glaze any spots where you see this, or right here where it's got that red brown look. I'm just going to glaze that over top with an actual red brown, so I might be able to just use the red earth ink. Surface says yes, that'll work great. I feel bad I ever used the burnt umber brown. But you know what, we'll use that one on the ground beneath him, just to keep it from looking too much alike, because again, we don't want the characters to sink into their backdrop and not look like anything. I mean, movie logic, yes you do. You want them to not look like anything until they get close to you, and then BAM! There they are. But that's not what we're going for. Yeah, so we'll definitely use the red earth for doing the glaze, which will be nice and simple because we can just add our airbrush thinner to it, and probably a little bit of water. We'll have to do that mix a little bit at a time. So speaking a little bit at a time, I'm going to go ahead and place out where the chest spot should be, and then move into doing the wetlands. Because this starts technically, according to that picture, it should start right there or right there. And it looks like right here. With the way they sculpted this, I'm choosing to go one more up, because it's just going to look better and closer to what the character actually looks like. Inside of the hands look pretty dark here. Don't actually have a good reference for those, but I'm gonna guess that these guys would hopefully be smart and do a lighter color inside of the hand, because no matter what skin tone you are, the insides of your hands normally end up being more red and pale, or a paler version of your skin. Anatomy class with Molly, you're welcome. We're just gonna keep it, we're gonna keep it focused right about there. So for instance, on a wetland on this section, what we're going to do is take a little bit of the green here, and then I want to add, while it's still wet, a little bit of green into the deeper parts of his hand. And now this brush is pretty fucked. Alright, that one's just going to have to be a dry brush from now on. Yeah, it's fine. Everybody needs dry brushes. I'm going to go with... Okay, so they keep a good chunk of the fins on the inside, the paler color. Right like that. And this is pretty much what today's gonna be, apparently. There's a... Hey, Vinny. What you creeping around for, buddy? So yeah, we'll go ahead and do the hands first here. Debate whether or not to do the back fins. Before, after, or during? Because I feel like that strip will probably be easier to do as one giant strip. And they go all the way down his legs too. We'll figure it out. First question to myself, the fuck am I doing? My fingers all over this fucking thing. Oh, hello, Vinny. You trying to get Egbert's attention or mine? Oh, he tried to get my attention, huh? Oh, the cute man. To explain, every time you pet Vinny, he just wants to scoot his way across the room. No particular reason why, he just do. Sorry. Need to move my cup around. This way, while he's got it up on his stage, you can stop putting all of your oily hand on it. I know some people will actually paint in freaking gloves. Like, latex gloves and shit to keep their hands off of this stuff. But I ain't got the patience for that. And my hands would sweat so hard. It would be disgusting. Alright, it might just be easier to plop the green on the top and then work on the tan underneath. I stand by what I said. I shouldn't have a big one for the tan. Shit. There's a little fuzz on the edge of his finger. Don't know where it came from. Probably while I was spraying the primer, so that happens a lot. Anyway. So what happened there is I grabbed a little bit too much of the bone color. I'm gonna push in a little bit for you guys because this is all gonna be very much technical work. So honestly, the closer the better for you guys to be able to see it. Past that, it's gonna be going back and forth on this throughout the rest of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do what I did last week and jump back and forth between muting myself so that I can watch Critical Role on the side. I'll be watching episode 19 of the latest campaign, if anybody wants to follow along in case you wonder why I start giggling at times. But anyway, I will be back in and out to tell you what I'm doing next or explain stuff, but it's all pretty much going to be the same thing from here, where I'm going to be wet blending, glazing, you know, the usual.